I now give the floor to the representative of Indonesia, Djani.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jerry. Thank you, Mr. President. We would like, first of all, to thank the Special Envoy, Ambassador Geir Pedersen, and USG Mark Lowcock for their briefing. My delegation remains alarmed by the increasing number of COVID-19 cases in Syria, in addition to the ongoing economic crisis and the deepening of humanitarian needs. As reported, the number of people in need of humanitarian assistance in Syria is expected to reach 13 million people in 2021, with more than 9 million people currently food insecure and around 2.2 million more at risk to becoming food insecure. Undoubtedly, redoubling our efforts to meet the urgent needs of these people is extremely crucial, and ensuring the timely and unimpeded access to the life-saving aid is critical. Now, Mr. President, I wish to highlight the following points regarding the humanitarian and political issues. First, the humanitarian needs in Syria must be addressed as a matter of priority. We have said this in the first meeting of this issue in January of last year, and today we wish to reemphasize the urgency for all parties to prioritize addressing the humanitarian concerns in the country. All parties to the conflict shall enable the safe, immediate, and unhindered delivery of humanitarian assistance directly to people throughout Syria by the United Nations and its partners on the basis of the United Nations assessment of need without any political prejudice and purposes. We take note that the cross-border delivery to the northwest through Bab al-Hawa is continuing, and we thank the UN agency for adjusting the work to overcome the operational challenges due to the reduction of the border crossings. In this context, my delegation urges all relevant parties to agree on the operational modalities with regard to the cross-line deliveries into the northwest. We wish to also urge all parties to the conflict to find a sustainable solution regarding Aluk water station and to ensure access to safe drinking water for 500,000 people in Al-Hasakeh, including thousands of IDPs in Al-Hol and Aresha camps. On Lukban, we would like to underline the importance for all relevant parties to allow and facilitate an immediate humanitarian access to people remaining at Rukban, since the last UN humanitarian convoy was in September of 2019. The second point, Mr. President, is a complete nationwide ceasefire throughout Syria. This is indeed imperative and needed more than ever. We support the appeal on ceasefire made by the Secretary General and the Special Envoy, and we wish to urge all parties to fully respect the ceasefire agreements. We are pleased to note that the ceasefire in the Idlib de-escalation area continue to hold. However, we are also concerned with the gradual increase of violation, including in other areas of the country. The hostility must end permanently. We protect civilians and fully respect the international law and international humanitarian law. Again, avoiding escalation during this unprecedented situation is key. The third point is that the Syrian-led and Syrian-owned political process facilitated by the United Nations in accordance with Resolution 2254. We are delighted that the fourth session of the Constitutional Committee was held in Geneva a few weeks ago, and that the next session is scheduled on January 25th of 2021. And as my delegation stated at the first meeting with Special Envoy Pedersen in February of last year, the establishment of a constitutional committee is not an easy task, but it is indeed doable. And today I wish to underline the same thing with regard to advancing the work of the committee. It is challenging and it might be a slow-going process. However, with strong and genuine commitment from all parties, it is doable. As Guy mentioned just now, we must be creative and find new and innovative ways to move the process forward. I've noted that there were different narratives and positions during the last meeting. However, this is to be expected. As Special Envoy President has mentioned also, we all know that this process is not going to be easy. There is also a need to improve the working method, as Gair said. But one important point I noted from Gair's presentation is that all three delegations underline the impact of the conflict on the lives of the Syrian women and the importance of their role in political life. We should continue to build on this and ensure that there are more commonalities of interest and willingness so that they can forge peace in the land. Mr. President, to conclude, I would like to once again reiterate our full support to Special Envoy Gair Pedersen in implementing his important mandates, along with his able team. We are convinced that with his active engagement with all key stakeholders, that there will be progress on finding a peace solution to the conflict. We also would like to thank USG Mark Lowcock and all humanitarian workers on the ground for their tireless efforts in meeting the humanitarian needs of the Syrian people. Although this may be the last scheduled meeting on the Syrian file for my delegation, our commitment to supporting a sustainable peace in Syria will remain the same, both in and outside of the Council. My parting shot today is that it is our sincere hope that the Council could be more united next year on this file. What is at stake, I just would like to remind once again, is the life of the people of Syria, of which we love dearly. I thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the representative of Indonesia for his statement.